As we move closer to the NBA trade deadline as well as the All-Star break, one thing is for certain, and that is teams are going to be making moves. There are going to be some desperate teams that are trying to tank now for the future, trying to get guys like Zion Williamson, Cameron Reddish, and RJ Barrett. There are also going to be teams trying to also trade to make sure that they can get a big playoff push. We saw last year when the Cavaliers traded Isaiah Thomas. They brought in guys like Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., and those are all perfectly good moves. But the teams we're going to be talking about today are going to be the first part of it, where they're trying to trade for the future, trying to build up their roster, trying to ensure that the young guys get that production and growth from playing a lot of games. And that is, of course, I'm talking about is the New York Knicks. And one player in particular that will be traded from the New York Knicks is a fan favorite of their team, and that is, of course, Enes Kanter. As we all know, Enes Kanter is a decently good player offensively, but defensively can be a liability. When we look at his stats this season, he's averaging 14 points per game, 11 rebounds a game, 2 assists, with 54% field goal percentage, and I believe at the same time a 55%, efficient field goal percentage, and also shooting 35% from three-point land. But the thing with that is that the problem with Enes Kanter, when we look at it as a whole, as the reason why the Knicks are trying to trade him, is because right now he just doesn't fit today's NBA. Although he's great offensively, the problem with him is his three-point shooting. When you have guys like Joel Embiid, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, even though he hasn't been playing particularly well until the latter part of the season, those guys are modern day bigs. They can shoot the three very well. They can also go inside very well, and they're also defensively decently good, except for Karl Anthony Towns, who's a little bit of a liability. But because he can shoot the three ball and has so much promise, that's why teams will be willing to trade for him, and also the reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves aren't giving up on him. But the Enes Kanter thing is interesting because he's been a fan favorite of the team. He trolled LeBron James. He wanted LeBron James to come to New York City. And after getting his minutes reduced and also not playing as much, he complained to management as to why that is. He's wondering what happened. Last season I was the man, but right now I'm nothing. And that's the big question for Enes Kanter, is if he is traded to the Sacramento Kings. This is of course coming from Adrian Wojnarowski, and this is what the rumor had to say. The New York Knicks and Sacramento are discussing an Enes Kanter Zach Randolph trade along with more expiring contracts. Like I said, more details to come in the future if this trade does go on to go through. So when we look at Enes Kanter, and if he is traded to the Kings, the first question is going to be, why are they trading him away? And when we look at the Knicks roster, when we look at all the players that they have, you have guys like Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, Alonzo Trier, who I really like Alonzo Trier a lot. I think he's going to be a very solid player. When we look at guys like Mitchell Robinson, who potentially replace Enes Kanter, the one thing is for certain, and that is of course that those guys are very young players. Although in my opinion, I only believe in a couple of these guys. I don't believe in Frank Ntilikina, even though his defense is pretty good. I just don't believe in him as a player that I would really want to develop. A guy that I would really want to develop, of course, is Alonzo Trier and Mitchell Robinson, as those guys showed real promise, along with Kevin Knox, showed real promise in the summer league and also during the season as well. And I just think that those guys are going to benefit more from an Enes Kanter trade than anything else. But when we look to the other side, when we look to the Kings side, when they're trying to trade for Enes Kanter, one question sticks out to my mind is, why would you want to trade him? In my opinion, the only thing I really see from a guy at Enes Kanter is that he's going to take away minutes from guys like Skull, guys like Harry Giles, guys like Marvin Bagley, who, even though I bashed Marvin Bagley and I thought that they really should have taken Luka Doncic, and that's just my opinion, guys, Marvin Bagley still needs that growth and development, and the Sacramento Kings are in the same situation as the New York Knicks. They're trying to build for the future. They're trying to acquire draft picks. They're trying to build up again. Even though they failed this season, they're trying to get one of the three guys, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, or Zion Williamson. And the question for that, though, like I said, is whose growth development are you going to be stunting if you get rid of a guy like Zach Randolph, who already isn't playing that much anyway? You're going to stunt the growth of the other guys because Enes Kanter wants to play. He's going to opt into that contract. He has a player option, I think, for around $18 million. He's not going to opt out of it. He's going to stay in it because I don't think he's going to get more money than that going into the future. And I think that's the problem that sucks, is that I know Kings fans are a little disheartened right now by their team because they had such a great start at the beginning of the season. I just think that adding a guy like Enes Kanter, and this is just where I bashed the Kings organization, why are you bringing in this guy? I understand that you want to be the international hub of players, like you want to get guys that are from different countries, but Enes Kanter isn't the answer for this team. Obviously, Skull, Harry Giles, Marvin Bagley, what you want to see these three guys, you want to see what they can do for the future. So why in God's earth would you want to trade for him for an Enes Kanter. I think Enes Kanter has been a solid player, but I just think he deserves to be on a team that is close to playoff contention or would need him for the playoffs. This might be a situation where they release him, but they can't because they're going to owe him money. And Enes Kanter is going to opt into his contract. Like I said, this is where I just don't get the Kings side of things. The Knicks side, I understand. They're trying to build for the future. They're trying to build through those couple of young players along with Kristaps Porzingis when he comes back. But this could also be a move for the Knicks to also create cap space. We all know that they're trying to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to come play for them. And the only way to do that is to get rid of some dead expiring contracts that will come up in the future. And Enes Kanter was one of them. And it would be interesting to see if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving sees this team and says, you know what, I want to play for them. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, I think Kyrie Irving is keeping his options open right now because you never know what's going to happen in the future. But like I said, Enes Kanter just does not make any sense in my opinion for the Kings. And I think the Knicks, they should really look to trade him to a team where they won't get a guy that will harm the minutes of the guys that you're trying to get into. Guys like Alonzo Trier, guys like Mitchell Robinson, who I really enjoyed watching him in the summer league. And that's one of the things that sucks about this whole Enes Kanter thing, is that I think Enes Kanter could have worked alongside him if he played Enes Kanter at the power forward position. But then again, I might be wrong on that assessment, and I want to know your guys' opinion. Of course, New York Knicks fans, I want to know your guys' opinion on this whole story. What do you guys think of Enes Kanter being traded? Are you okay with it? Are you not okay with it? I would love to know your guys' comments and concerns in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Bernie here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I just want to know what the heck are you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you catch our NBA content on this channel. We also have Fixer Uppers on the New York Knicks, and if you guys haven't watched that one, it's where we go over each and every team and see how we can build them for the future. Go and check that next video one out, as I did it with my boy Pete. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.